Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Wednesday, the second day of November 2022. I hope that this Wednesday, this midweek, this hump day finds you safe and healthy, and that the same can be said of your family, and that you and your family, in terms of food, shelter, clothing, and health, are being provided for. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field and the first responders who every day are trying to save human lives. Blessings also upon those that pick up garbage for us to keep streets and sidewalks and parks, highways, parkways clean. Blessings also upon those that make delivery of important things like food and water and mail for our convenience and sometimes risk their lives doing so. Double blessings on the men and women who are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover the teenagers and the children who are the victims on a daily basis of child molestation and pedophilia. Blessings upon those and the victims, and blessings also upon those that are trying to help those trapped in pornography and child pornography, in prostitution and child prostitution, in human trafficking and sex slavery, and double curses on the perpetrators, the perverts, and the profiteers that traffic in the human misery. Finally, blessings upon the homeless. There are nearly 600,000 men, women, and unfortunately children on the streets of the United States of America. And there are millions around the world in similar or worse conditions, and blessings upon them. For theirs is the kingdom. So tonight there's going to be a basketball game. There's a game scheduled. New York Knicks are playing the Atlanta Hawks at MSG. The Atlanta Hawks have become a big rivalry for the Knicks. It started, of course, the year the Knicks finished fourth in the East and lost in the first round to the Atlanta Hawks. It's kind of replaced what we used to have against the Heat. That rivalry went away a long time ago, but the rivalry with the Heat started when Pat Riley left by faxing in his resignation and went to Miami and already had gotten part ownership, president of basketball operations, the whole nine. And that started the hatred and rivalry with the Heat. And some of the greatest games as a Knicks fan that I remember was when the Knicks played the Heat. It was always playoff atmosphere, whether it was playoffs or not. And it went up several notches in the playoffs. Well, since the little Leprechan, Trae Young, come in doing his little shake and stuff, it's on, right? So this is a big game. And what I like also in terms of this rivalries become very powerful when they're started with current players. So, 2 years ago, Julius Randle was here. RJ Barrett was here. Mitchell Robinson couldn't play because he was hurt and Clint Capella was going crazy. All those dudes were here. And so they're going to be hyped and ready for this game. Also, of course, the big matchup is going to be the Leprechan against Jalen Brunson, the new point guard for the New York Knicks, who has now have the keys, who's the straw that stirs the pot. It's going to be on between them two today. For Atlanta, Onyeka Okongwu is listed as questionable. He is a key piece coming off their bench. He actually came out the year before Evan Mobley came out. Onyeka Okongwu was like 18 going on 19 when the Hawks picked him. And I thought that year he was the best big man in that draft class. And then, of course, the next year, Evan Mobley was even better. But Onyeka Okongwu has not been able to crack the starting lineup because he is a 5 and he's playing behind Clint Capella, similar to our Obi and Julius situation. So, but Onyeka is a very important piece to their bench, just like Obi is a very important piece to our bench. And he's questionable with shoulder soreness today. So I don't know if he's going to play or not. Bogdanovich, one of their best shooters, who they got from the Kings a couple of years ago, paid a lot of money to. He's ruled out. I don't know. His knee is hurt. I don't know what the situation is, but he hasn't played this year. But when he comes back, they're going to be dangerous. Right now, the Hawks are 4-3, and the Knicks are 3-3. So the Knicks can improve to 4-3 by beating the Hawks here. It's a good matchup for the Knicks. They have really Grimes is questionable. He's been upgraded to questionable, which in and of itself is an improvement. Yesterday, Coach Tibbs reported that he went through the whole practice and they want to see how he looks today. So either today or the way it's sounding, either today, if he doesn't have a setback, or Friday, it looks like we're going to see Quentin Grimes start to play, which is good. We need the perimeter defense, obviously. We really could use it tonight because Cam Reddish is day to day with a non-COVID related illness. There has been something going around. I'm a little concerned about that. I hope they quarantine him because I don't want the whole team start getting the flu. Just we don't need that right now. So last year was COVID. If you remember, everybody was getting COVID, getting tested positive for COVID, and it was messed up. The whole league was suffering from that last year. So, and we could really use Cam's perimeter defense today. So that's going to be interesting to watch. But we could use Quentin Grimes' perimeter D. Like, it's going to be good. They're going to be back eventually, both healthy, and the Knicks are going to be that much better, when that happens, because that those two cats can play some defense. Cam, I know everybody, not everybody, but there's a group of y'all that just like to be negative about all our players, regardless of how good they play. But I love the way Cam is playing defense right now, and I love the way RJ is playing defense right now, and I like the way Quentin Grimes is going to play defense. So they're going to be all right. They're going to start Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, of course, the big acquisition they got from San Antonio this summer, who we were interested in as well, but I think it was predetermined he wanted to go to Atlanta. DeAndre Hunter, who's always a Knick killer, come out of University of Virginia, won an NCAA championship, you recall, and he's been a Knick killer since he came in the league. He's one of the young Knick killers. So he's another one. Then there's John Collins and Clint Capella. They got the veteran, the ex-Knick, once Knick, always Knick, Justin Holiday coming off their bench. And then, of course, his brother, Aaron Holiday, who they got from the Washington Wizards, who was first drafted by the Pacers. And that's solid. Them Holidays could play it. You got Giroux, you got Justin, and you got Aaron. And all three of them are very fundamentally sound. Very good. Giroux being the best of them, is getting the most money. But all of them could play, So Aaron's a little undersized, but he's a point guard. Justin is just solid. He's a solid bench piece. He's like Alec Burks, very solid bench piece, and they got him coming off their bench. And they also got AJ Griffin. Some of y'all was really high on AJ Griffin. I've watched a couple of games with him. He's shown some flashes, but he's just what I thought. He's going to need some time to develop, and then there's going to be the question of his ability to stay available. But at this point in this season, I've seen him. He's really showed some really nice flashes. Nice jump shot, especially. We knew he could shoot the rock. He's been getting some more time because of the injuries. So this is going to be a barn burner tonight. The Knicks are going to be up for it. Atlanta's going to be up for it. And I think Atlanta just coming off a loss. I think they just lost. They did. Toronto beat them. Toronto spanked them handily by 30 on Sunday. So they're going to be looking to bounce back. We know we had a tough loss against Cleveland on Sunday. We are going to be looking to bounce back. So this is going to be a barn burner today. Trae Young always shows out at MSG. He's going to be shooting from the Largo. That's going to be on. So you're going to have defense. This is a team. They're missing one of their best shooters in Bogdanovich, but Trae Young is a shooter. DeAndre Hunter's a shooter. Collins can shoot the rock too. So they're going to be, surrounded by shooters. You got DeJounte Murray, who's a slasher, and of course Clint Capella, who Mitch Rob is going to be on. I'm very confident that Mitch Rob is going to be up for this for several reasons. Number one, if we had Mitch Rob, even though we were offensively challenged in that playoff series, like in other words, there was just Julius Randle and anything else we could get, right? If we had Mitch Rob that series, I think that series would have went further. Would have went, probably 6 or 7 games. Now, I think Mitch Rob wants to prove that. So we're going to see not only that, he's been getting ticky-tack fouls for the 2 games against Milwaukee, big games too, against Milwaukee and against Cleveland. Mitch Rob is highly intelligent. I know he jokes around a lot and he's very happy-go-lucky and fun-loving looking dude, but behind that is a really solid IQ, both in life and in basketball. He's going to be careful with his fouls today. He might get dunked on because he's going to back off, but overall, if he's around in the fourth quarter, we're in good shape. Okay, so and I think he's going to try to outplay, and I hope the refs are consistent today. Like if you're going to call it ticky tack, call it for Clint Capella too, because him and Rich Rob game is very, very similar, right? If you're going to let them play, then let them play. If they consistent and they stick to whatever they're going to do, Mitch Rob's going to destroy this boy today. I'm very confident in that. So there's that. Of course, now for the Knicks, basics, ball's got to move. Okay, ball's got to move. I know some people are concerned with Tom Thibodeau, what's perceived as his lack of offensive imagination, right? And I understand that. But what Tibbs does, he allows, when we was playing, when y'all remember y'all played ball in high school or junior high school or college, right? What players liked? Couple things we all liked as players. We liked to run, right? And we liked what we used to call freelance. What is freelance? That means you just try to develop the play as you see an opening, as you're able to make a play, or it's a pick and roll, or it's a backdoor. You don't really have a set play. You freelance. We used to like to do that. Well, that's what actually Tom Thibodeau is letting the Knicks do. He says, make what he calls it. He'll say this, make the right read. Now, the only thing that was missing and is sometimes still missing, which he has instituted this season, is off-ball movement. We talked about that. If the Knicks are moving off the ball, if this weak side is set, and they've been doing it pretty well. You know, sometimes they get into habits of not doing it from the past. And you can hear him. Some of y'all get upset with him yelling. I like when he yells because you hear him say, move the ball. Or he said, move, cut. Or you listen to him when Julius Randle gets the ball. Get rid of it. You know, he'll say something like that. Okay, so you want him doing that because you want him on them so that because if they're moving, if Julius especially is moving off the ball with Jalen Brunson, it turned out pretty good, right? So let's do that. Let them moving off the ball. Let that ball move, especially Mr. Brunson. Don't, he's been hogging a little bit. So you got to move that basketball a little bit. And then, of course, we need RJ to continue his improvement from the three-point line with 3 or 4 against Cleveland. If he can continue to do that, he tends to be streaky. If he's on a good streak right now, that's a good sign. So, let's hopefully he continues that. Mobb Deep, Obi Toppin, Manuel Quickly, D Rose, Hartenstein. Now, I don't know if Cam is going to be available today. He may not be, as we talked about, he's got the sickness today. So I don't know if he's going to be available. I'd rather him actually not play if he's not 100%. I'd rather him, come back strong on Friday against Philly. We're going to need him there. So I'd rather that than have him, be sick and not be his best and come out and try to play. We're deep. So we got Emmanuel Quickly, Derrick Rose, we got Obi, we got Hartenstein, we still got Jericho and Deuce back up. We still got, Quentin if he comes back today. I'm not worried about our depth. Okay. I'd rather Cam come back strong on Friday if he's feeling sick, get 100%. And I hope if Quentin comes back, he's 100%. Of course, I expect him to be a little off. It'd be nice if he came back nailing threes right off the bat, but I don't think that's fair. This is his first game, and game situation gonna be hyped. But one thing about him being hyped, if he plays, somebody getting locked up, he's gonna play defense, okay? And so that's gonna be good. So I am very excited about this game. This is a rivalry style game. I'm expecting a playoff atmosphere, though it's very early in the season, only the 7th game of the season. But I'm looking for a W at MSG for the Knicks. They've actually been in the early stages of this season defending MSG pretty well. So let's get it on. Let's see what's going on. Let's get ready to rumble. So I'm thinking we're in good shape here. I'm looking for a Knicks win. Let's get it on. Let's take care of this Leprechan tonight. Okay, let's ice this Leprechan. Let's put this Leprechan on ice tonight. All right. Y'all have a good Wednesday. We'll talk to you soon. Sure.